An important issue is taking the spotlight with a week-long set of events to help students find resources in times of need. Coming up, MCTV's Kylie Phillips has the details on one event held in conjunction with Suicide Prevention Week 2023.
The semester may have just started, but some Red Raiders are already thinking about their next steps past the end of fall 2023. Find out how one campus group is helping students make important decisions as they continue their educational journey.
And a full schedule of events is on the calendar this week for Texas Tech Athletics, with one team kicking off Big 12 play later today. MCTV's Joshua Ermis will be in with all the details and how you can catch some athletic action in person in sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Elene Khajishvili.
And I'm Abby Fallon. All this week, Texas Tech has taken time to acknowledge an important issue that is unfortunately too common on a college campus. The annual observance of Suicide Prevention Week started Monday and continues through tomorrow.
Suicide Prevention Week has included daily events to help students learn about resources available here at the university. And as MCTV's Kylie Phillips shows us, one of those events gave representatives from several campus groups a chance to address the issue and explain how they can help.
In honor of Suicide Prevention Week here on campus, Texas Tech student government hosted an event with RISE and Student Counseling Services to discuss mental health and wellness. Not only did the event educate students on mental health and wellness, it also showed them services that they might not have known were already offered on campus.
The goal of the event tonight was essentially just to add extra support for especially National Suicide Prevention Week and make sure that we're getting those resources available and accessible and understood to our students. This campus was really big and some of that gets lost in translation, so we just like to make sure that we're, as the Student Counseling Center, making that point known and making sure everyone knows what options we have.
RISE is the one-stop shop for all things wellness. That's kind of our catchphrase, which basically means we have a lot of resources. We're very well connected on campus. If you need help in any sort of way, mental, emotional, physical, anything like that, or we can get you connected to the resources that you need. Very connected to things like Title IX, student of concern, things like that.
If you are a friend or struggling with mental health issues, please feel free to reach out to RISE or the Student Counseling Department. For MCTV, I'm Kylie Phillips.
With students back on campus for the fall semester, the countdown to December graduation has also started for many Red Raiders who are nearing the end of a part of their college journey. With that in mind, one group offered a convenient option for those who are planning to continue with their college career. On Tuesday, the University Career Center hosted the annual Graduate and Professional School Fair. Students could stop by the Sub Ballroom between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. to meet with representatives who offered information on options available to attendees who want to continue their education beyond a 4-year degree.
We invite Texas Tech departments, your graduate programs, and other programs from around. We have someone from California here, all over Texas. So the different people come and they are recruiting Texas Tech students for their graduate programs.
The annual Graduate and Professional School Fair was one of the first of several informational events that the University Career Center hosts throughout the school year. The next major event on the UCC's calendar is the Hire Red Raiders Job Fair, scheduled for Wednesday, October 4th. The fair will feature dozens of potential employers offering internships along with part and full-time positions. The fair will take place in the Sub Ballroom from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and it's open to all students. For more information, visit careercenter.ttu.edu.
Every year, Texas Tech University is recognized by various groups as one of the best colleges in the United States, and 2023 is no exception. Last week, the Wall Street Journal, in partnership with College Pulse, released the list of the 2024 best colleges in the U.S. Overall, Texas Tech came in at number 203 out of the 400 schools that were ranked. The overall ranking was based on several subcategories, including student experience, where the university came in at number 64. In the salary impact category, the university ranked 134th out of 400 universities. Narrowing down the list to Texas schools, Tech was the 7th best school out of 22 that were recognized on the list. The university also came in 7th out of the 14 Big 12 schools, and number 2 amongst the Big 12 schools located in Texas, second only to the University of Texas. The list was created from a survey of verified college students and recent alumni. Almost 61,000 people were surveyed earlier this year, and those responses, along with federal data and median salaries and graduation rates, helped determine each ranking.
The official start to fall is just over a week away, but the Lubbock area got an early taste of autumn this week. After starting the week with a high in the 90s, temperatures fell by 20 degrees on Tuesday, topping out at 70. And yesterday finished out even cooler, with the official high listed as 69.
And along with the temperature changes, the South Plains has also received some much-needed rain. Weather stations around the city have recorded some form of precipitation since Monday. But early this morning, the biggest storm of the week moved through Lubbock, dropping almost an inch of rain around the city. The rainfall led to some localized flooding, including here on campus. Luckily, students didn't have to worry about getting soaked, since the showers stopped before the 8 a.m. commute.
Now that we've had a preview of fall, will the cooler temperatures stick around, or are triple digits returning as we reach the midpoint of September? Let's take a look at the MCTV forecast. The MCTV tower cam is showing a lot more sun this afternoon than we've seen most of the week. The clouds have been clearing since mid-morning, but we should continue to see partly cloudy skies into the evening. Today's temperatures are also a bit warmer, with highs expected to top out right around 80 degrees. Rain chances remain in the forecast tonight, with a possibility of thunderstorms returning to the area before midnight. Overnight, temperatures will fall back into the mid-60s, with a chance of showers continuing into the early morning hours. Tomorrow, overcast conditions will return to the area, and there's a chance of rain and thunderstorms currently forecast until around noon. After that, a slight clearing of the sky will lead to more sunshine and an increase in temperatures late in the afternoon. Highs should reach the upper 70s before another storm front moves through around sunset. The late round of storms could continue into the early hours of Saturday morning. Once the showers end, it's looking like the rest of Saturday should be a lot drier, with partly cloudy skies and temperatures hovering in the mid to upper 70s. Conditions should be much nicer for this weekend's home football game, with highs at or below 80 degrees at kickoff. Temperatures should only fall to around 70 degrees by the end of the game. And on Sunday, the mild conditions will continue with no chance of rain, and temperatures once again climbing near 80 degrees. Looking ahead, the last official week of summer will include a slight increase in temperatures and a return of sunshine, with no sign of triple-digit heat in the forecast for the near future.
Texas Tech Athletics has another busy weekend in store, with two teams wrapping up their non-conference schedules while another prepares for a showdown with a new Big 12 opponent to start off conference competition.
MCTV's Joshua Ermis joins us here in the studio with a rundown of the upcoming action in sports. Joshua?
Thank you, Elena and Abby. Texas Tech Athletics has a pretty eventful weekend coming up, and we're going to preview starting with a Big 12 opener in soccer tonight. Texas Tech Soccer will be opening Big 12 play tonight as they host Houston at the John Walker Soccer Complex. Texas Tech is coming off an undefeated non-conference run that last saw them outlast future Big 12 opponent Arizona State in a 1-0 thriller in Tucson. Texas Tech currently stands at 6-0-2. They will host Houston in their first matchup against the Cougars, with both being members of the Big 12. The match will have a 7 p.m. first touch tonight at the John Walker Soccer Complex. Texas Tech Volleyball will travel to Dallas this weekend to compete in the SMU Doubletree Invitational. Texas Tech is coming off a 2-game losing streak, losing to North Texas and Abilene Christian earlier last week. The SMU Doubletree Invitational will serve as Tech's last stretch before conference play starts next week. The Red Raiders' record currently stands at 6-3 heading into Dallas this weekend. Texas Tech's first contest of the SMU Doubletree Invitational will be this Friday at the Moody Coliseum. They'll face SMU on Friday at 7 p.m., LSU at 2 p.m. on Saturday, and Texas A&M Corpus Christi at 3 p.m. on Sunday. Finally, Red Raider football is looking to pick up their first win of the season as they take on Tarleton State for the first time in history. Texas Tech football is coming off of yet another heartbreaker against the 13th-ranked Oregon Ducks at the Jones last Saturday that dropped the Red Raiders to 0-2 to start the season. With only one game left before Big 12 play, Texas Tech is looking to right the ship. They will host the Tarleton State Texans in a first-ever matchup. The Red Raiders will be wearing their 60s throwbacks, taking Tech back to the days of the great Donnie Anderson for the night. The game will also serve as the annual agriculture game. Texas Tech will be partnering with the Davis College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources to highlight the ag industries of West Texas. Texas Tech will kick off against the Tarleton State Texans at 6 p.m. this Saturday at Jones AT&T Stadium. That's it for Texas Tech Sports. Now back to Elene and Abby.
Thanks, Joshua. Texas Tech is known as a military-friendly campus, with thousands of students, faculty, and staff currently serving or previously enlisted in the U.S. Armed Forces.
But long before the official designation, the university was hoping to train a future military hero, whose name is now associated with one of the largest military installations in the United States. Late last spring, the U.S. Army base previously known as Fort Hood was officially renamed Fort Cavazos in honor of Texas Tech graduate General Richard Cavazos. Cavazos was born and raised in Kingsville, Texas, and later attended Texas Tech, where he earned his officer commission in 1951. Cavazos served during the Korean and Vietnam Wars and then became a commanding general at Fort Hood. After serving at the Texas base, Cavazos became the commanding general of the U.S. Army Forces Command. Before serving as the head of the Army, Cavazos became the first Hispanic American to be promoted to the rank of 4-star general. The name change at the base, located just outside of Killeen, took place during a redesignation ceremony on May 9th.
So, Abby, have you had a good start to the fall semester?
I actually have. It's been going really well. How about yourself?
Same. I have had a great start for this fall semester. That's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you next week.